Hey everyone, it's James Salazar, and welcome to the Brightburn YouTube Academy, where we dream bigger, dig deeper, and burn brighter. Now, as you know, we're on a series of teachings called What You Can and Can't Control. And today I want to talk about your belief system. You can control what you believe. Now, most often what we believe should be thought out, contemplated, and questioned and worked through your mind and your logic and truth and all these parameters to come out with something that is strong, unshakable, unmovable. There's a saying that says, there's a lot I believe that I would never say, but you'll never hear me say something I don't believe. And guess what? That is not how people think today. Most people, they get emotional and then they start saying stupid stuff. And after reflection, because they were ruled by their emotions, they're all, I don't know if I believe that. I just wanted to win the argument. I just wanted to shut the people down because I didn't like what I was hearing, or I just pretended to know something just to conversate. So let me give you an anecdote. When someone begins to talk about something they haven't thought out, well, the highest form of ignorance is to talk about something you do not know anything about. Because most time people feel that something's wrong. They don't know if something's wrong, but they feel it. And because they feel it, they feel they need to address it. And then they tend to say something stupid. You can go online and hear conversations, especially political conversations, where people will just blurt something out or say something that they heard someone else say, and then the person calls them on it, and then they're like, well, go talk to that guy. And they don't know what they believe about anything. And that is in their control. Their ignorance is in their control. Your ignorance, my ignorance, is in my control. So I have these two rules, two belief systems. The highest form of ignorance is to talk about something you know nothing about. Number one, there's a lot I believe that I would never say, but you'll never hear me say something I don't believe. With these two rules, before I open my mouth, I try to be educated on. I try to believe. Now, there are so many things that we believe handed down from our family, from our culture, hanging around our friends, from our religion and our politics, that we just blindly believe that they're instilled in us, these values. And we really haven't thought out whether we want these values or if these values add to our mental and emotional health. We don't even go deep into what we believe and what we value and what principles we hold and what standards we have. We haven't thought them out. I had to, because I'm choosing to talk in front of people. I'm choosing to be here on this program. I got a podcast. I got Intellectual Anarchy, where I talk about politics, philosophy, and religion. And I got this, where I talk about mindset and belief systems. I also am a life coach. So part of my job is knowing what I believe securely. So I have to work through these ideas. I have to vet them. I have to hear the counter arguments. And what's the answer to those counter arguments? And finally, my ultimate goal in whatever my belief is, the number one value, is truth. Is it true? And then I have the qualifications whether it's true. If it's true, it works. If it's true, it produces results. If it doesn't work and it doesn't produce results, the intended results, not just bad results, but the intended results, then guess what? I have to shift my thinking. I have to shift my belief, which is in my control to do. So it's super important to know that everything you believe right now is in your control, even about your life. Now, some of you may have some very big trauma in your life, and you believe very negative stuff because of it. That's in your control. Believe it or not. You don't have to believe those things. You don't have to believe that the world is against you 24/7, because it's not, but you choose to believe that. That everybody's out to get you. They're not. You're choosing to believe that. See, we all come into difficulties. We all come with people that push back on us, that give us problems, that do things to us. And we can take those, we can look at those events in the light of your trauma, and you can act like my life is this is the whole story of my life. Or you can look at it in perspective and say, here's all the good things, and here are all the bad things. If I actually weigh them, more good things happen to me than bad things. Bad things happen. Bad things happen to everybody. But your perspective through your trauma makes you believe that you are a victim, instead of someone who knows that you're going through something, you're getting through something, and you will come out the other end. See, hard times don't last. Hard people do. That's the thing. And your belief system about yourself will determine how you look at life. How you look at life determines the outcomes you have in your life. And if you're negative, you will have negative outcomes. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Believe it or not. The man who says he can't and the man who says he can are both right. They're absolutely right. If someone says they can't do it unless I'm paid, or they're listening to my program to tell them the opposite, I let them believe it. Fine, I'm not going to try to convince you that you're a loser and that nothing works in your life. If that's what you want to believe, then my friend, you're going to believe that. That's going to be your strongest belief in your life. And I may not be in the mindset to want to change it. I'll make videos like this, and hopefully you can learn from it. If you want to hire me as a life coach, we can work through those things. But if at the end of the day, I can't change what you don't want to change about your beliefs. I can't. I just can't. I hope the whole world was positive. I hope the whole world had great things. Let me tell you something. If you're born in this country, you hit the cosmic lottery. Just being born in this country. There are people who've had it worse. And here's something I always tell myself when I'm feeling sorry for myself, and I can't repeat it enough. That when I'm feeling sorry for myself and I'm feeling like a victim, I tell myself there's people who've been through worse and done greater things. And that's the truth. There are people who have been through worse than you have. I don't care what's happened to you. You probably have super bad stuff, but there's people who've been through worse and accomplished more. And that's just a fact. You can go find them if you want them and ask them why are they choosing to believe positive things instead of negative things when their history says they have a right to be negative. Well, you all have a right to be negative. We all have a right to be negative, but we don't have a right to be negative and successful and have a fulfilling life. There is no promise of that. You got to choose to be happy. You got to choose what you believe and how it affects you. You are 100% in control, my friends, of your beliefs. Hey everyone, it's James Salazar here. Just want to take a moment and tell you about some of my other shows, some of the resources I offer, and some free things I have for you. Number one, you're probably watching on one of my YouTube channels, the James Salazar Media YouTube channel, and some of my other shows are the Brightburn YouTube Academy, where we talk about what it means to be an entrepreneur and the mindsets that you need to follow through on what you're going to do. We talk about in the Intellectual Anarchy, we talk about religion, philosophy, and politics, because I think they're inseparable from having a more powerful intellect and identity. We also have the James Salazar Media podcast right here, where we talk about politics, pop culture, and futurism. It's also a YouTube channel, and you can listen it on iTunes podcast. If you want to check out my coaching service, jamessalazarmedia.com. If you want to follow me on any social media, here's this QR code. Take a picture of that, and it should link you to all my social media accounts. And what I have for free is the Brightburn Society Facebook group, where we maximize your illumination by maximizing your human potential so people will see your light. It's a free Facebook group. Just answer the questions and join right in. I also have a free handout for you right here called How Can You Be Great at Everything You Do Blueprint. It's a free ebook. Just put your name and your email, and that will be sent right to you. It will all the links will be in the show notes of this video. So press like, press subscribe, get notified, press the notification, whatever you need to do to follow my content. I really appreciate your time. This is James Salazar signing out. So let's sum it up here. You have to be intentional and calculated about what you believe, especially in this world, especially if you want to be successful. It will do you wonders. And the best way to do that is write out everything you believe about everything. I would go through all my politics and all my religious beliefs and go through them with a fine-tuned comb and say, do I really believe that? Is this something I believe? Like, I'm a Christian, but I don't believe everything Christians believe. There's some group of Christians that believe suffering is what God wants from you. I don't think God wants that. I think suffering happens. But I don't have a belief where God's waiting to throw shit in my way that's going to make me fall on my face. I think things happen and you fall on your face and then you get back up and you keep on moving forward, and God helps out with that. But God doesn't save you from problems. That's a belief system I refuse to hold. God doesn't want me. God is not looking for opportunity to smack me down. In fact, he's looking for opportunity to build my character, and life will give me a lot of those opportunities. So go through all your belief system, go through all your political systems, your belief system that your mom and dad have shared to you. Because let me tell you something, some mothers are very negative. And you carry that negativity with you and you give it to your own kids. You got to analyze those belief systems and say, do I really want to hold this belief? And if I don't want to hold these beliefs, then what comes after that, I not only have to change that belief, but start adopting that belief and believing that belief mentally and emotionally. Emotionally will be the hardest. It will be the hardest because you may be feeling negative, but you're going to say something positive instead. And you're going to keep on doing that until you feel it. And then when you feel it, it's a lot easier to be it. That's just the way it works. So go through your belief system. See which ones help you and which ones stand in your way. Which ones are stumbling blocks and which ones are mindset that completely strengthen you, encourage you, and help you go forward through any adversity or pushback in your life. Like I said, you are in complete control of what you believe. And let me tell you something. If you can't articulate it or write it down, then my friends, you probably don't believe it. You're just pretending to believe it. Or it's just sitting there hanging on a coat hanger in your mind saying, oh, I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to use this right now. But it's an ugly sweater. And no one's really told you that it's an ugly sweater. I'm telling you right now, don't believe something just to believe it. Work it into your belief system by thinking about it, contemplating it, questioning it. Find out what you truly believe about everything you believe. You will be a much stronger, a more purposeful, confident person if you do that. I will tell you now. Like I said, there's a lot of things I would never say, but you'll never hear me say something I don't believe. If I'm saying it, I believe it because I worked it out in my mind. I took the time and the energy to work it out, question it, put it through the fire, and see if it's something I truly believe. So I will leave you with that today. You are 100% control of what you believe. And you don't have to believe the negative things about yourself or the world. It's something you choose to believe. So if you don't like that about yourself, or you want to change that about yourself, or you know you're going to need to change that about yourself to go forward, then my friend, do the hard work. Do hard things. That's like the other one. Do hard things. We're in complete control of the challenges we accept for ourselves, and this is one of them. Because we are in complete control of what we believe. So this is James Salazar signing out of the Brightburn YouTube Academy. Thank you for your time.